Hi, my name is Andrew Kinnear. I'm a solution architect from Data Ignite. We put together a series of dashboards on the coronavirus data. And you can come to the site, dataignite.com/coronavirus.html. There's no login, there's no cost. This is publicly available. You can come in here and start playing with these dashboards. Come down to the bottom, enter full screen mode by clicking here. And now we have a launch pad here, all the 10 pages that we have. You can come down here as well, click on this one of 11, it shows you all the pages, or you can navigate by clicking the arrow keys down here as well. We're gonna start with the United States, and we've added a slicer here for the states. So looking at New York and New Jersey are dominating the United States right now in cases. You can see by the bar chart here. New York far away ahead from everyone else, and New Jersey next, same thing. So if I come to the slicer here, I can select all, and I'm going to scroll down. I'm going to unclick New Jersey and unclick New York. So let's see what's next behind New York and New Jersey. All right, so now this map has a lot more definition. Right, so those other bubbles were much smaller in comparison, so there was no definition. If I come here to focus mode, I can click out, and now I can see this better definition. Let me zoom in. All right. So you can see with the country here, next up is Massachusetts, 43,000 cases. California looking at 37. Mid-30s here for Illinois, Michigan, Pennsylvania. You can tell that the cases are spreading in New Jersey. They're moving away from the cities now. The other areas are being populated. Pennsylvania is part of that as well. So you can see what's coming next. Louisiana, Florida, they're up next, and Texas is starting to get some. So I'll click back to report here, go back, and this metric here is confirmed 7-day growth % by state. So which states are growing the most in comparison? And North Dakota right now showing a 42% increase, Nebraska 41, Iowa, Ohio, these are the ones that are growing the fastest. All right, so I'm going to clear that slicer out. Get that back. And let's look at, let's go to daily numbers, right? So these are the daily numbers as they come in. We're looking at the US right now. The trends that we see here is from March 31st. You can see almost an average right across the board here at about 30,000, right? So it's about 30,000. It's been flat for about 3 weeks now. And this metric's down here. This is the confirmed last 7-day average. So current day not included, but the 22nd here on back. So you can see the average is the last 7 days comes in around 30,000. Little bump a few weeks back. We'll talk about that on the New York side. So the daily deaths over here, we see a bump in the death rate right here. This is explained by New York. Just to go here and take a look at New York only. They started reporting deaths that weren't hospitalized. So people that weren't hospitalized and but died of coronavirus symptoms or COVID-19 symptoms were reported at this point. So really it's sort of you could look at those as being reported over the last week or two before that. And this line then is more of a static line, somewhere around 2,300 is what we're seeing. All right, so the deaths here start to come in around on the 6th or so. Oh, this is New York. Let's go back to the country in general. So about, what is it, April 6th, we seem to hit this 2,000 plus. So somewhere in around 2,300 is what we're averaging across here for a 2-week span. And if you look here, we mentioned it was the 31st. Seems to be about a 7-day lag of when the flattening of the curve happened on both confirmed cases and deaths. So we're not falling off this. We're still at that plateau. We've been flat for about 3 weeks. We had 30,000 come in yesterday, so it's exactly the same at this point. hopefully we see this drop off, and then you can expect the deaths to drop off too, but probably from a 7-day lag. So still have some tough days ahead of us. Numbers to date. A couple of things about the fatality rate. Took more of this into account now. So fatality rate is deaths divided by the confirmed cases, right? And that's our 5.55%, which is not good, much higher than we thought. However, if you look at this adjusted fatality rate, we're looking at the current deaths, but divided by confirmed cases from 10 days ago. CDC had mentioned that from hospitalization to death was an average of about 10 days. They were pretty much tested before that, before they got to the hospital. We're looking at 10 days as a number that we're just going off of in terms of it being a more accurate reflection of people that have been confirmed to have COVID-19. So if you're confirmed, the fatality rate is about 8% right now for the U.S. That's high. That's much higher than we would want it to be. But there are about 4/5 of the people, and this is a couple of articles that I'd seen here going off. And let's see here, this guy. So this abstract here, it comes from the sciencemag.org, pretty well done. They're looking at a number of cases that are undocumented that seem to have caused infections. So they're estimating that somewhere around 80% are not documented. People have had COVID-19 but aren't documented to have it. So if that is the case, what we've done with this metric here is 20% of the people of the confirmed cases represents, or the confirmed cases represent about 20% of all the cases. So we essentially times the confirmed down here by 5 to make it 100% of the approximate cases. And then if that's the denominator, then the current deaths divided by that equals 1.6. So if you contract COVID-19, you have a 1.6% fatality rate. If you exhibit symptoms and get tested and it's confirmed that you have it, then the fatality rate is about 8% right now. So they're not great numbers. I wanted to give just a little explanation on, a lot of people have thrown these numbers around in different ways. This is my own explanation of it. Take it for what it's worth. But I hope it helps from what some of the numbers that are being thrown out there are. Okay, thank you very much, and stay safe. I'll see you next week.